Hey everyone, I'm back with another fan response video. This one is on the Blondies and Brownies video, so if you haven't watched that one yet, go back and check it out. There are a ton of great questions and comments, so I want to dive right into it. This first one comes to us from Frankness777, and he says, Dan, you remind me of the outcome of someone trying to clone Robert Downey Jr. over the weekend. Good videos. I really don't know how to unpack that one. I'm like a weekend warrior cloning project, but like not quite. I'm glad you like the videos. Thanks, Frankness. So next one, we got a lot of questions about corn syrup. So there's corn syrup in the Blondie recipe, and a lot of you are questioning whether that was high fructose corn syrup, whether that's the same thing as corn syrup, and if there's other ways to avoid using corn syrup. So great questions, solid concerns. First thing is that corn syrup, the stuff that you buy in the supermarket, usually Caro brand, is not the same thing as high fructose corn syrup. And one of the big differences is in obviously how they're processed, but the sweetness level. So corn syrup that you buy in the supermarket is about 45% as sweet as granulated sugar. That's why it's so valuable in the kitchen in a lot of baking applications. When you use it, you get all of the moisture retention that you get from using sugar, but it's a lot less sweet. And that's a huge benefit. A lot of times baked goods just tend to be too sweet. So that's the corn syrup that you buy. High fructose corn syrup is actually about 1-to-1. So it's about the same as granulated sugar. So it's the same sweetness as sucrose. Now the reason producers love it is that it's a lot cheaper to make than cane or beet sugar, and that's why it shows up in everything. So the corn syrup, the high fructose corn syrup that you see in soda, that's about the same sweetness as sucrose. It's not what we're calling for here. Now, if you still want to avoid Caro corn syrup, which it's entirely up to you what you want to do and put into your food. Brown rice syrup is actually your next best bet. So not maple syrup and not honey. They have really different sweetness levels and different compositions. Brown rice syrup has more of a flavor than corn syrup, a lot more kind of cereal flavor, but in an application like this, you're not going to notice it. And it's about half as sweet as sucrose. So, similar range to corn syrup. Corn syrup is a lot cheaper, and that's what we call from the recipe, and it works great. So thank you for those concerns, questions, comments. I hope that helps iron things out there. This next one comes from Troy Smith. He says, Dan, how important are the nuts and chocolate chips? I have a particular application in mind that we best served by just the base pastry with no distracting lumps or chunks. Now, I don't consider nuts and chocolate distracting lumps or chunks, but whatever you're going to do with it, you can absolutely leave those out. So those are just for textural difference and little bites of different flavor in the Blondie itself. And if you don't want those, leave it out. The base of the Blondie will work great. Now I'm really curious about what that application is. Troy, get back to us on that. Next up, we should dig a little bit into the firestorm that I started with talking about milk chocolate. So I profess my love for milk chocolate and my preference for it over dark chocolate. I knew it was a controversial take. I really love it, especially in bar form. I think it's nostalgia, it's creaminess, it's sweetness. It's, in my mind, it's one of the most perfect foods in the world. Dark chocolate obviously is really complex and interesting, but we got a lot of good comments here. So I just want to read a couple of them. This one comes from Justin Yates. He says, as someone who eats unsweetened baking chocolate, dark chocolate all day, every day. That's hardcore, Justin. Sorry, Justin. That's hardcore. Unsweetened baking chocolate. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win you over on the milk chocolate train there. This next one comes from Charlie on the MTA. He says, milk chocolate is the best. That's in quotes, quotation of me. He says, wrong. Otherwise, nice episode, Dan. This one comes from Keto Wolf. I'm a chocolate lover, but I'll say it. I like good dark chocolate, but a milk chocolate is even better. Thanks, Keto Wolf. And then this one, which I really love, this comes from Maribeth Dinwiddie. Pastry chef here, and I agree with your hot take, Dan. Milk chocolate is greater than dark chocolate, and brown butter caramel is greater than chocolate. Sounds like we got a big Blondie fan. Maribeth, we should talk. And then this last one here, I can't believe I have to say this, but you asked for my opinion. Milk chocolate tastes like poison. Can't wait for the fad of YouTube chefs defending milk chocolate and American cheese to pass. Oof. That came from Gabe Laciano. Gabe, I like American cheese a lot too. It's the best melter in the world. So good. What else are you going to put on a burger? And this last one comes from Mr. Cool. He says, I would go for a double-decker and get the best of both worlds. So we got a Blondie and a Brownie. Put those together. I think that's the kind of unity we need on this topic here. So thank you for that, Mr. Cool. I hope if you haven't tried those recipes, the Blondie and the Brownie, please check them out. They're both incredible. And we have plenty more recipes for different kinds of brownies, different textures up on cooksillustrated.com. All of your Brownie Blondie needs can be handled there. And just big open arms to everyone to try both milk chocolate, dark chocolate, Blondies, brownies. It's all good stuff. Thank you guys as always for watching. Thanks for having some fun with me this time. This was a little bit of a weird video, but we'll be back really soon with another episode. I'm excited to show you. Thanks a lot. Bye guys.